highest ranking ever, Coach. I know you try not to read too much into that, but you have to like the sound of that.
Well, you know, I'm proud of the guys, how hard they've been playing, and of course winning 3 games on the road already is pretty awesome. I knew that these guys knew what it was all about, and we showed up and did our job and did what we needed to do this weekend.
I don't know if you've ever been a part of a game that had 10 interceptions total. The way Colt described it, he just said it was just a weird day in Idaho.
Well, it was. You know, I felt kind of bad for him because he had a couple of bad luck things. The ball's tipped and one out of his hands to another. But, you know, he probably wasn't at his best in the game, but he made a lot of plays, and he's the reason we were, you know, ahead to begin with. I think that he, you know, not practicing, and I noticed, you know, his accuracy wasn't quite the same. That foot, regardless of what people think, it does affect you when you have to make sudden movements. If you watch real closely on the tapes, whenever he had time to throw the ball was right on the money. The times that he had to rush it a little bit or somebody was coming to him is when that thing affects it, and he was just a little bit off.
I know in your post-game interview, hearing what you said about the offense, and I know there's such a high standard. You're still the leading passing game in the nation, but you sounded disappointed. Is that a fair assessment?
Well, we had chances to make a lot more plays than we did, and like I said, we were just a little bit off. You know, we had a couple young receivers in there that you know, are kind of getting better, but still not Jason Rivers healthy, and you know, we're hoping Jason gets back this week, and you know, I'm proud of Devon. Had a real good game, and you know, I'm excited where we are right now. Our defense did what they had to do. I think they really do have an attitude, and you asked me if I've ever been part of a 10 interception game. I think we threw 8 against Greg McMacken when he was with the Seahawks, so I've been there before.
Defensively, Coach McMacken able to kind of rile up his guys. He was a little possibly upset after ESPN's Craig James made a comment about Hawaii's defense not really being up to the standard of a top 25 team. Did you hear about it? What did you hear? Were you even there?
No, well, we heard it in the other room when it was going on, which Mac has had a tendency to do that. The times I've coached with him, he can get into it. He has a great love for the kids, and he's got a great scheme, and you know, he's got a lot of pride too in what they do, and you know, we're a pretty good defense right now, and I think everybody knows that on our football team, and so he took offense to some of the comments. Inspired
effort, if you talk about stopping the run there, holding the Vandals to just 90 yards. Do you want to talk about the line of scrimmage and just how it was played out for your team? Well, I thought our rotation of defensive lines really have been helping us. All those guys are contributing. I thought Adam Leonard probably just looked like he had his best game. Solly had his first sack, made a lot of plays too, and we got able to get Blaze in there a little bit. Brad showed up also. So you know, we in the front seven, we think that's a strength of our team, and now the back end is starting to get a feel for the coverages and the anticipation on things, and I think that showed up with the interceptions. If we want to talk about the difference in this game, though, that's going to be that turnover battle. While there are 5 interceptions, both sides of the ball, UH scored off 2 of those picks, while for the Vandals, 6 turnovers only turned into 2 field goals. Yeah, I thought our defense answered the call when we had sudden change, and you know, in fact, right after one of the picks, 2 plays later, we picked and ran it back for a touchdown. So you know, that is big in the game, and again, I think the defensive coaches, all of them, talk about that all the time, being able to do that, and I was proud of how we did stop the run. USC, I think they rushed for 150 or 170 yards against USC, and you know, we shut them down pretty good, I thought, and you know, you can say what you want to say. We're a good football team. If you could pinpoint it for that unit for defense, is it attitude? Is it depth? Is it just how physical they're playing? What would you say? I think it's a combination of all those things. It's chemistry and all the intangible things. It's athleticism. We have the best players, I think, in the front seven we've had for a while, and I think Greg's. You know, we finished off with Jerry last year playing very good defense, and I think Greg has come in and taken it to another level. I know after the La Tech game, you said if you look at this and the statistics, and you say, okay, we had 4 turnovers, yet we won the game. You wouldn't think that would happen on the road with that kind of adversity. Same thing has now happened at Idaho. What does that say for your team to overcome mistakes? Well, it says that we're better than what I think people are giving us credit for. I mean, you don't have 6 turnovers on the road and win. You don't
have 4 turnovers to none and win on the road. It doesn't happen. So, you know, we're a pretty good football team, and if we can just eliminate some of those errors in the big games, we got a chance to win the big games.
Do you expect now the people's perception of how Hawaii plays on the road is changing?
Well, I don't know. I think it'll always be that way. You know, we putting together last year's road end of the season, and then this. I heard that this is the most since '81 or '2, something like that. We got to do it 2 more times, so hopefully we'll break that record. You know, but winning on the road is the key to being a great football team. You know, we're very competitive at home. We've been competitive at home even when we were an average team against anybody. But if you want to be the best, you got to win on the road, and we're proving that we can.
We haven't finished with the coach just yet. When we come back, we'll look ahead to Utah State next week at the stadium and get the coach's thoughts on the changes in the polls.